Welcome in, family. Apologies for being late. Thank you for being here. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. Welcome in, Phil and D's Travel Spree. YFC, your favorite couple. Welcome, Sydney Steffen. Welcome to everyone watching. And thank you for waiting for me. This is part of the reason for the whole I'm done. All right. This is a lot, y'all. This is a lot. Anyway, thank you all for being here. As you saw or see from the title, we're talking birthday group cruise and calling it quits. So I'm giving y'all a toss-up of how you want to start this, whether you want to start with birthday group cruise information or calling it quits. Let me know in the chat how you want to start and how your weekend is going so far. But basically, downstairs in mommy's place, I had to hustle, get all my stuff down here because the boys are upstairs and Alan is up there with them. But yeah, here in New York, we got these 2-family homes, and for us, it's been a blessing. So my mom lives downstairs, so we live upstairs. And a lot of times when I go live, this is where I go. And as y'all know, I don't go live often. So there's that. Hey, Alan. Wait, what do you mean, Phil and D? Let's get straight to the point. I think you know why we're all here. Well, birthday cruise, I hope, especially you being another December baby. Come on now. Today is November 16th. It's 1 month away from my 44th birthday. And I do have a special cruise planned for my 45th, so a little more than a year away. And calling it quits. It actually kind of goes hand in hand. So as many of you may know or may not, I'm actually not just a content creator. I have a full-time job. I'm not just a wife, not just a mom, but I am also a travel agent, travel advisor. And I have been such since 2013, to be honest. So that's more than a decade, but I keep that on the wraps. And yes, I book my own travel, obviously, but with exceptions. Melanin at Sea group cruises, of course, I'm booking that through a Rich and Jazzy Life. For our recent getaway cruise on the Celebrity Beyond, Kiki was my roommate. And, I know Ray is a travel agent. And I said, hey, let me go through Ray on this. I like to support my friends and my friends like to support me. So there are, times here and there where I haven't booked my own travel. But I will say, don't get it twisted. That's not why I'm traveling as much. I'm still paying what you see sticker prices are. I really don't get travel agent discounts. I haven't used any without disclosing that. And the only one to my memory that I ever used was the Disney Wonder in January 2022. And I said that on my live stream back then. I was on a travel agent fair. So folks, welcome in. For everyone here, I did say, let me know in the comments how you wanted to start. And so I have a kind of a double header, birthday group cruise information and calling it quits. So basically, the me being a travel agent plays into both sides of this. And hey, Keisha H, happy Saturday. Welcome in, Regina Davis. Happy Saturday, everyone. Carol, welcome in. This looks like a new name to me. I'm not sure if I've seen you here before, but welcome either way. Thank you for joining us today. And as you all know, we recently went on a Disney cruise as well. And as you all know, Disney Cruise Line is by far my favorite cruise line. And so we do have a birthday cruise for next year, December, my 45th birthday, December 16th of 2025. On a Disney ship, and more information will come in this live stream. And me being a travel agent, I really thought long and hard on this. Like, listen, Peter, you really want to take on pulling together a group for your birthday for a cruise that you should be celebrating and relaxing on. And I know the work of a TA, of a travel advisor. It is definitely hard work. And the way I do it, I try to put as much love, care, and attention into every single booking that I make as I do into my own. And if y'all have watched my content, seen our trips, then I do a very detailed trip. Welcome in, Raquel, MH Family Adventures. Happy Saturday. Thanks for listening in. Oh, walking through French Quarters. Nice. Very nice. But yeah, so long and short of it is I'm jumping back into my role as travel advisor. Now, this was something that I wanted to do back in 2013, like I said. And I did all my studies, have all my certifications. I may actually find some of those pictures to throw up in the community tab later, all my certifications. And I mean, from my initial hardcore training on being a travel agent and all the ins and outs of the business and the different industries, cruise, hotel, all that stuff. And I've done supplier specific trainings. So obviously I've done Disney training, and Disney training is not just Disney Cruise Line. The company will not let you just train in one area and consider yourself a Disney travel agent. So it's Disneyland, not Disneyland the place, but Disneyland vacations, land vacations at any Disney property, Disney Cruise Line, and the packaging of Disney products. And so that I stay up to date on every year. Princess Cruises, I recently did their training this year. And so I made it a point to be up to date, even when I wasn't actively booking other clients. Obviously, my best friend who cruised with us on the Disney Magic, she was not going to get on that ship with me, and I did not book her. So I booked my best friend, okay? And I've booked her in years past for land vacations and things like that. And there are other clients I've had in years past that I continue to advise. And I'll be honest with you, I've let money go, y'all, because I got to be better on the business end of things. I've let money go because I've advised those clients who have been loyal to me in the past when I didn't have the bandwidth to take on their bookings over the past few years, advise them on cruise options that I thought would be good for them. And so Sig got her tea ready. Yes, eat those beignets, Rockwell, and save some for me. But yes, so I am jumping back in full force into travel advising, and this group cruise for my birthday next year is one of the, and actually for me, the main event to jump back in, because I want to manage that. I want to handle what that will look like. And with that said, knowing the work of a travel advisor and me having put that on the back burner in the past, to be honest, when I was booking travel, I wasn't creating content the way I do now. So I was able to do it, and it still became a lot. I actually really tabled it right before the you know what in 2020. So 2019, my vow renewal cruise, that was the last official, like, I'm booking that as a TA. I didn't invite others on it. And then I tabled it for a while. And then, as I said, with my best friend coming with me and other people who had booked with me in the past who reached out, I would from time to time dabble. But I hung it up because it was a lot of work that I did not have the bandwidth for after just having my second child, and after a lot of things at that time. I was getting ready for my surgery and things like that. And so now, though, I'm circling back around because I can't see anybody else providing a group cruise experience for my people for my birthday that I would want to do other than me. So I want to do it, and I'm going to do it. And so that's what I'm here to announce. We have a birthday group cruise. With that said, thank you, Sydney. You're a great planner. That birthday trip will be amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I am looking forward to it. So now I will say this. If you know me, you have an idea of what cruise line it is. And if you know what cruise line it is, you have an idea of what your pockets are going to feel. Okay, so there's that. And there's no apology for that because it is my birthday. So I'm going to do what I want. And that's what I encourage everybody to do, including my clients who I book trips for. Do what you would like. And of course, what you can afford and manage. And that's a reason that I want to make this announcement more than a year out from the trip, so that if people really are interested, they can, figure a way to make it happen if they'd like. But even if they can't make that one happen, again, travel advising isn't just doing one trip a year. Travel advising is an ongoing thing. And with that, something's got to go, y'all. I have a full-time job. You all know that. That's not unique to me. I get it. But you have to know individually your own bandwidth. So full-time job, and the other jobs that are full-time, being Alan's wife, being AJ and LJ's mom, and also content creation. So if you break it all down, something's got to go. And I'll tell you off the bat, it's not going to be Alan, AJ, or LJ. All right. So those are staying. So the two things that are up are my full-time job and content creation, and particularly YouTube. Instagram, it does take time, but Instagram has been kind of my thing. Like, that's something that I got really accustomed to during the shutdown when I was recovering from heart surgery, and scrolling on Instagram. That's when I really jumped in. It wasn't even travel content so much as lifestyle and just creating a community over there. So Instagram, the one thing I'll say, because of bandwidth, even that is not where I want it to be. Because with Instagram, I was posting daily. And if you go back to mid-2020, to the end of 2021, maybe even starting 2022, my posts were daily on Instagram, every single day, like clockwork. And that's pretty much when I ramped up and started building a community over there. Since then, it's pretty much been like non-existent in terms of growth, because I've had to pull back when I started learning YouTube and trying to get into that. So just trying to do that balance is really, really tricky. So let's see. Sig, thank you. Yes, I know Sig can relate. One of the first conversations, Sig may not remember because it meant so much to me. Maybe it didn't to her. But I remember one of my first conversations with Sig was about, how long she's been around on YouTube and, just keeping the momentum going to do it. And that's how it's something that's ingrained in us. It's something that we love, because had it not been for the love of this stuff, we would not still be here. Because this is, one, it's work to pull together any piece of content, but then to do it consistently. And even if you fall off with consistency, to come back and get at it again. To everybody in the chat right now who's a content creator, kudos to you, because I've seen and supported all your work. For every name that I see in here right now: Sig the Solo Cruiser, Regina, Keisha H, YFC, Phil and D. I know, and it's a lot of work. And so with that, I clearly don't run away from work. And I laugh because when I first moved to this country, they used to be on all these TV shows, jokes about Jamaicans have 5,000 jobs, which, hello, self-fulfilling prophecy, because here I go jumping in, feeling like I have 5,000 jobs, and surely I'm Jamaican. But clearly it's not just us, because y'all are in here doing similar stuff too. And jumping in again to travel advising, I'm seriously done. And this is where I'm done comes in. I'm done trying to do everything. My Cruising family, the vision for this brand, if you go back to our blogs, so not vlogs, but our written blog, which that was much more of a well-oiled machine before vlogging came about. But there's a blog from, I believe it's October 2017. I'll pull it up if this thing lets me share. But I cast the vision back then. And that's 7 years ago, y'all, over 7 years ago. And there's parts of that vision that have been met. And at no point in that vision was it get 1 million subscribers, get a bunch of people to follow me. It wasn't that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that can then lead to achieving other pieces of the vision. But I've been at this for some time, not as long as some, and definitely longer than many, right? But I've been at this for some time, and it was kind of reevaluating one of the pieces of that vision. I'm gonna pull it up. I just don't want to be all over the place. I see somebody saying, Alan, stop it. Let's not say that too much. I don't know what he just did in the chat, because I'm just pulling out this blog article. But one of the pieces of the vision that has yet to be fulfilled, and it's the reason why I feel like I gotta jump back into being the travel advisor and get this money to flow, because I never did this for the money. But in order to fulfill this piece of the puzzle and the vision, money is definitely needed. And you'll see when I pull it up what I'm talking about. And I'll be quite transparent with you guys. YouTube, it pays, but very minimally. What YouTube has been paying me, and I get it, I've only been doing this on the side, very much on the side. What YouTube has been paying me is less than 1% of what I make at my full-time job, okay? And granted, what I do for YouTube or on YouTube is much more enjoyable than what I do at my full-time job. But to be real, these cruises don't get paid with $100 a month. Like that just doesn't, that doesn't work, okay? And so right now, let me see. I'm trying to find the blog post. What's the deal with this blog? That's the name of the post. And I'm going to see if I can share my screen. All right. Not sure if I'm able to share on this. I know I've shared a screen on here before. Present. Share screen. Okay. Here we go. So there, I don't know if you guys could see it. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I think I could see. There we go. Keep all the boys. Yeah, I see that, Keisha. I'm just now getting back to the comments. Alan had his bags packed. Oh, listen, that's what y'all told him to stop? If I got him to pack, then that's one step ahead, y'all. He ain't never packed for none of these trips. He got his bags packed to leave. See, Alan. Anyway, just playing, y'all. I kid, but I don't, but I kid. Okay, so with this, okay, where are we on this page? All right, so at the bottom, I talk about wanting to build an online community of families who love to cruise together, as well as those seeking to learn more about family cruising and those considering cruising. So hopefully that has come forth through all the content, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. That's still there. And there is an online community of families. And I will be remiss if I do not give credit to Rich and Jazzy Life, to your favorite couple, to Team Reach Travels, and those who have had us on their platform to share us with their followers and subscribers. That's happened. And to me, I don't think this community would have even come together as much as it has, and as much as we hope to see more growth, or have hoped to see more growth, and it's been really slow. To be honest, let's think about it and put perspective on it. If you have 2,000 people sitting and listening to you, like physically picturing 2,000 people listening to you, that's a lot of people. And yes, we want to see the numbers grow and all that, and that's great, but it's a lot of people. And so I give kudos to everyone, my sincere, heartfelt thanks to everyone who has helped to get us here, including those who may not have necessarily had us on their platform, but they've shouted us out, they've shared our content, whatever the case may be, and just liking and commenting. You guys know this. Come on, Sydney and Keisha. Like, honestly, like, y'all became family from simply watching and commenting. And this community to me means a lot. I said it to Alan the other day that my cruising family has taken on a different meaning than what I think initially I had thought, because I really do feel that you guys are a part of our extended family. So, and many of you I've met in person at this point, and others I still hope to meet in the future. So we have done that, building an online community of families who love to cruise together, as well as those seeking to learn more about family cruising. And again, just to make sure y'all don't think I'm all making stuff up, September 2nd, 2017, okay? I ain't know none of y'all but Alan at that point. So this is what the vision was, okay? And still is. That part is done, all right? The next part, the Bible says to write the vision and make it plain, Habakkuk 2:2. It also says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, and that's in Hebrews 11:1. In addition to what is already highlighted above, my vision and hope for this blog, website, and organization. So at that point, it was pretty much the blog, right? I wasn't doing Instagram and YouTube as much. And if you see my old YouTube from back in 2017, literal slideshows, and you cannot comment, okay? But it was something, and it showed that my interest was there, and it was all cruising, and it was all family. However, my vision went beyond just the content, and it was for my cruising family to be able to gift vacations to families who've gone through significant challenges that make it difficult for them to vacation together. And that I will love. That part for this entire year has been bothering me. Let me close this out, see how I can stop sharing. That part has been bothering me for this entire year because I haven't seen that fulfilled yet. And I know not to be that impatient person. When God gives you a vision, it's also along his timeline. But in that, and me knowing that kept coming up in my spirit like all year, that, hey, how are we going to get to give these families these trips? And for me, it's seeing and acknowledging and being thankful that YouTube, yes, has been paying. I think this is the first, absolutely. This is the first year that I've gotten a YouTube check, for lack of a better term. It's electronically deposited, but a YouTube check every month, which, thank you, Jesus. And I've been on YouTube since, I believe it's 2016. We could go back and check that too when I share the screen on my YouTube channel. So yeah, 2016, but to be fair, I only started doing content consistently and seriously in 2021 on YouTube. Before that, it was 2020 on Instagram, into 2021 and onward. And then YouTube picked up in 2021 when we started to travel again after the whole shutdown. So yeah, to be getting a check consistently in a year is a good thing, but when the check is less than 1% of what you make and your family's livelihood somewhat depends on, you can't really use that to sustain you. So that's why if I quit and I'm done, YouTube is really number one up on the chopping block, to be fair. I would love to, who knows if my supervisor watching this, I would love to, if possible, make my full-time office job the one on the chopping block, but that is the one that pays the bills. That is the one that funds. Okay, so AJ is in private school. LJ is in public school. AJ's private school is a K through 12, so he's been there since kindergarten, and he's about to graduate from middle school this year with, obviously after middle school, 4 more years for high school, prayerfully that he keeps his grades up and does everything he has to do to stay there. One of the best schools in New York City. It's an independent school, and I would like to keep him there if I can. And so where does the money come from for that? So there's that. It pays the trips. For the most part, again, full transparency. Most of these trips, are paid with credit cards, okay? Credit. Thank God for good credit and the credit lines that we have. However, the reason I'm comfortable in making those credit purchases is because of my full-time job. And I mean, to be honest, it is because of God, and I trust him to be my provider. In this time, he's providing for me through my full-time job, if that makes sense. And I don't want to poo-poo on that, right? Like, so I have this vision, and the vision is to be able to gift families trips. I need the money to gift these trips to them, right? And so I believe that the long game of travel advising, and I'll explain why I call it a long game, is more lucrative for me to be able to do that. And it also will be me booking these trips for these families. And I'll explain why that's so deeply ingrained with me. The organization I work for right now is an organization that provides social services to families that are in need at different levels. But beyond that, I only started working for this company a little more than a year ago. But I worked for the city of New York for 15 years. And most of my time working for the city of New York was, yes, I've been an attorney, but attorneys have different roles. So again, don't get it twisted. That's also not how I'm paying for these trips in terms of, oh, she's an attorney, so she's making a lot of money and we can't relate. Oh, you absolutely can relate, because a government attorney doing social service work, yeah, that does not look the same as those attorneys on TV in corporate America, okay? So, or even those attorneys in real life in corporate America. So yeah, I mean, working in social services with the city of New York, worked for children's services for the bulk of my time, not the entire time, but bulk of my time with the city. And so I saw a lot of families in need, working through family court, a lot of families that got reunited. And somehow in me brainstorming to bring my cruising family to reality in 2016, 2017, the vision was those families, a family similar to them that have been through something traumatic, something huge, it would just be good for them to get a getaway, something that they probably would have never had. And so I wanted my cruising family to be able to provide that, and I still do. And so I feel like building up my cruising family's financials through travel planning is the way to go. Now, does that mean I gotta stop creating content? It's a high likelihood. I don't know, y'all. Like, this is something that I've been grappling with. And when I was telling AJ about this, because we were talking about the thumbnail for this, and he's like, Mom, you can't quit. And I was telling him about all the roles I played, being his mom, being his brother's mom, being his dad's wife, going to work. I was on my way to work while he was on his way to school, while we were having this conversation, creating the content. And now I want to add something else. Something's got to go. And so that's the reasoning behind why I'm adding what I'm adding. Yes, the birthday cruise, but also the vision for my cruising family. And that's also the reason I wanted to come here and have this talk, so y'all understand. If you see the content starting to slide, you already heard what Landon said. Hey, Anthony on the move, welcome in. You already heard what Landon, LJ, that is, what he said about taking a break. Well, this is not exactly taking a break, but if he thinks his mama needs a break now before she's even jumped back into booking people's trips, wait till she does that. You know, like that, it's a lot. It's really a whole lot. Welcome in, Carlene. I'm going back into the chat to see what folks have said. Welcome in, Shawana's Creative Circle. Keisha says, this community has been a part of a healing journey that I'm grateful for. Y'all can't shake me now. I love that. Sydney, this is not my last video, Sydney. So again, and everything I'm talking about is in full transparency. I have an entire Celebrity Beyond series to share with you guys from my trip with Kiki. And it was not just Kiki. There was Regina also, who was in the chat. Regina Davis was also on that trip. I was actually looking through footage today with the three of us in particular. So I do intend to have celebrity footage rolling out. And not only that, there's already a video scheduled for Wednesday. That's the full movie from the Disney Magic series. So that'll be out Wednesday evening. And nothing else is scheduled though, Sydney, past this week. But I do hope to wrap up the year with Celebrity Beyond. This is not my last video. Beyond the Beyond is a big question mark. So next year, I have pretty much all my 2025 is booked up. And for many creators, that means they got like 12 trips, 12 cruises. Y'all, I can't afford that right now. So my 2025 is booked up. I'm going to do something I don't usually do and letting you know what that looks like. This was already released in the vlog from when my aunt had a performance here in New York. And at the end of that vlog, I talked about our first cruise of next year, which will be on Valentine's Day. Alan and I will be going on the Maxwell cruise. The Maxwell cruise is another one that I couldn't book for myself. Technically, I booked it for myself, but obviously it's a huge travel agency that runs those sort of group cruises, and you have to book through them because the ship is chartered. So that is already booked. I'm talking about what I have booked for 2025 because a lot of these bookings came before the realization that, all right, I'm going to go back into travel advising and travel planning. And so a lot of these trips are booked with the intent to not only take the trip, but to do what I've been doing and to share these trips with you. So this is why I'm saying it's a big question mark. I'm going on these trips, y'all. What the content will look like, if there's content from it, I don't know. We'll see. The plan in booking this was to have content. So it's Maxwell in February. Then we have the MSC World America inaugural cruise in April. We will be on that. Then we have the Carnival Jubilee it's the last week of June leading into July. I don't commit to memory the dates, but that last week, because I know that, as I've told y'all before, use your time wisely when you have PTO. We're going to have 4th of July off. So it's the week of 4th of July. So whatever that Carnival Jubilee sailing is for 4th of July week, we're on it. Then after that, we have the Norwegian Aqua, which you know is another new ship for next year. The Norwegian Aqua will be sailing from New York for a little blip of time in the summer. It's not going to be here for very long, at least in 2025. But of course, I want to get on that. It doesn't require airfare, which is always a win for us. And so we're going to be sailing on Norwegian Aqua in New York, from New York in August. Yeah, we come to Texas, Phil and D. Get ready, y'all. And you too, Regina, and you too, YFC. Oh, we do, Carlene. Carlene, I knew we had one in common. I think I know which one, but we'll definitely talk because I'm not going to blow up your stuff either. I'll let you announce your cruises. I think I have one in common with not just Carlene, but yeah, so a couple other people in here, I think, for one in particular. And then after the Aqua, which is August, yeah, Aqua's August, then is the big birthday cruise, which is a few months after that, because it's big, y'all, okay? And when I say big, y'all know me for ports, I think. I don't know. Well, people who know me, and I think I've shared with you, I really do travel for the places. Cruising has made it very difficult to stick to that, especially in the most recent years with all these new ships dropping left and right. And especially in being a travel advisor, wanting to do that now, you got to be familiar with all these ships. And so I'm really tired of ships going to the same place, but I get why ships go to the same place. More people can afford to go to the same place, and those ships stay packed. However, to be honest, the ships that I've been on outside of the Bahamas and Bermuda, wherever, the ships that actually sail from elsewhere from the US are also pretty packed. But I get it. It's with a different demographic. So for me, I want to go to new places. But my birthday cruise, when I first envisioned it, was really inspired by the fact that I knew I was starting the year big with South Africa, which to this day, for this year, my South Africa vlogs, to some degree, depending on which one. So it's not the whole series, but they've gotten the most viewership. And I realized that with me, and I think it's true to me as a person, like the best, the vlog that has gotten the most viewership overall on my Cruising Family's channel is a land vacation Alan and I did to Montserrat, which is a tiny island in the Caribbean that most people do not necessarily know or care about, but I did because I wanted to go to every country in the Caribbean. And that's my best viewed vlog, which is so crazy to me. And I mean, it's not in six figures or anything yet, but for me, it's a big deal because these land trips and the different places that I go, that's not the Bahamas or Bermuda, they actually do pretty well for me. But then I mix it up with these repetitive, cruises because that's what people are looking for in terms of the ship. So me trying to gel the ship with the locations I want to visit has been really challenging, which is another reason I feel like YouTube is going to have to be, I'm going to have to put that to the side because I want to take the trips I want to take. And, I'm not really sure how the YouTube algorithm and all of that is receptive to it. And part of me also says, who cares about the algorithm? Like it's a whole bunch of feelings, y'all. And a lot of creators in the chat I know can relate. I just want to do what I want to do. And so with that, the birthday cruise is the only cruise line, y'all should know which one this is. I already said it for those who were on at the beginning. The only cruise line that could get me to put the itinerary on the back burner and say, I'm going, I'm there, and it's Disney Cruise Line. So to get into the birthday cruise, which is the last trip we have planned for 2025, is December 2025. So that makes sense, right? My birthday is December 16th, and we will be sailing on December 16th. That is what solidified it to me. When Disney announced that the Disney Destiny was going to sail its inaugural sailing in November, I was like, that's what I want for my birthday. Mind you, the dates of the sailings weren't announced yet. When they released the early booking and the dates of the sailings, I went on immediately and saw that there was a December 16th sailing on the Disney Destiny. The ports for this sailing, Lookout Point, Lighthouse Key. So that's one, and Castaway Key. So it's just Disney's Islands, which for me, I love Disney's Islands personally. And so I'll also get to see Lookout Key a little more than a year after I was introduced to it, because we just went to Lookout Key on the Disney Magic this summer. And Castaway Key, we didn't get there this year. We haven't been to Castaway Key since 2022. So I'm looking forward to getting back there next year. So we will be going to Castaway Key and Lookout Key, and y'all are invited to come along. And it is the Disney Destiny sailing on December 16th. Now, oh Lord, I'm looking at some of the comments. No airfare, yep. Yeah, listen, Phil and D, y'all know you're gonna be at 5K. Wait, actually, I don't even know where y'all are now. I thought y'all were close. What are y'all? Y'all are close to something. Y'all are close to 5K something. I mean, and yes, Texas. Yes, YFC will be in Texas. Yes, Regina, we'll be in Texas. And yes, my cruising family is excited, Keisha H, to be sailing on the Disney Destiny. So I don't know if you guys, if anyone in the chat has looked at the Disney Destiny and its sailings. Of course, it's a Disney ship. It's an inaugural season. The ship makes its inaugural sailing in November 2025. So December 2025 is not going to be that different in terms of pricing than an inaugural sailing itself. We did the Disney Wish inaugural. We did 2 back-to-backs, and I think that was also a month after. Might have been 2 months, a month to 2 months after the first sailing. And yeah, it's a Disney ship, guys, and it's an inaugural sailing. This is the ship, however, that has the Lion King themed dining room. This is the ship, however, that has King T'Challa, the Black Panther, in the Grand Hall. I almost said atrium, but it's a Grand Hall because it is a Wish class ship. And this ship is going to this sailing is going to the 2 Disney private islands. And so I think it'll just be a great laid back kind of cruise. It's not going to be any like port intensive heavy touring. It really will be let's chill. My idea with announcing it now is it gives people more than a year before the cruise. Technically, it's not more than a year than final payment. It's a December sailing, so final payment will be due in September of 2025. Yeah, the price is actually better now than the other sailing I was considering, Sydney. So I will actually, if y'all got time, I probably look for some of the video, as Regina said, looks amazing, because yeah, I actually was really into the ship before they even announced the actual date. And when they announced the dates, and the date is on my birthday, and this is another little tidbit. So my birthday is, I'm gonna be 45 on December 16th, 2025. My birthday then, clearly if you do the math, my birthday is 1980. So December 16 in 1980 was a Tuesday. Guess what day the ship is sailing, y'all? Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, okay? It's not only my birthday, it's my birthday, like the day of the week. And it's sailing that day. And it's called Disney Destiny. So let's just say it's Destiny, okay? Oh, that's why, yes. It's funny because I was going to comment on your vlog. I did comment on the vlog because, I always comment on your vlog. But I was going to comment on the vlog something about us being on the Jubilee around that time and saying that y'all should get on with us because, yeah, D said that Phil and D's travel spree needs 5K to get on the Jubilee. So when that happens, they'll have to look at what dates work for them. So listen, they're 154 away from 5K. Now, everybody I see in the chat, I know is already subscribed to Phil and D's travel spree. But if you're not, I will say go subscribe. But also if you think you are, just from what some of our other content creator friends have said recently, and I've heard this over the years, YouTube sometimes unsubscribes people. go check and share them out so they could get to 5K and they could get on the Jubilee, because that'll be a cruise where they don't need airfare. And for us families, that's a big deal, y'all. It's a big deal for everyone, but it's a big deal to not need airfare to get on your cruise ship. Okay. And we don't get that a lot over here in New York. I think Galveston, y'all might get a little bit more of that opportunity, but you know. So anyway, Disney Destiny is going to be it for December of 2025. Alan, listen, Alan, stop it. Plenty of time to sell your blood. Listen, we thought long and hard on booking this, and Alan throwing his stuff in the comments now. He knows, even since I booked it, y'all, I was like, okay, people are likely not going to want to pay this for my birthday cruise. But guess what, y'all? And this is not, y'all, if you know me, you know me. This is not a slight to anybody. I don't care, because it's my birthday cruise. And when I first thought of doing a birthday cruise, the idea behind it was, as I said, I knew we were starting the year off this year going to South Africa and cruising in Africa. And so I had actually put on my personal Facebook, some of y'all are on there, some are not, but I had put on my personal Facebook a post up before I had put any content out from South Africa saying, hey, would anyone be interested in a birthday cruise for 2025? Because I knew that that would be Africa sailing season, not just for MSC, but Norwegian as well. And I've looked at different options. The Norwegian option is too long. I don't think any of us that's not retired, and even those who are retired, would necessarily take off 2 weeks to 15 days around Christmas. And then that's just the ship. And when you're sailing from Africa, you want to buffer those days with like at least 2 or 3 days before and after. So that's a long time to take off for those of us with families, with jobs, you know. So in any case, the Norwegian one wasn't going to work. And then MSC, they took, I don't even know when I saw their, I think I saw, might have been this month that I saw their Africa schedule for 2025. They took so long to release it. And I get it, because to be honest, their pricing is definitely cheaper than Disney. But as with any Africa trip, the airfare would have been where the bulk of the price comes in. And so even though the cruise portion on the MSC ship, and it's an old ship, it's the Opera, it's not even, it's not the Divina Fantasia class with the Swarovski crystals. It's not the world class like America and Europa with that fancy like design. It's the Opera. I haven't been on the Opera, but it's an old ship and it's going to do the job. Don't get it twisted. The Splendida is an old ship too, and it did the job. It just had a little bit more glitz than the Opera will have. But when I saw that the Opera is what they're sailing in Africa, I was actually happy that I made the choice for the Destiny, because I'm not so sure, you know, honestly, when you add in airfare and the price of the Opera, I'm not so sure it's going to come out to be much less than the Disney cruise. Obviously, the ports would be much more exciting because it would be the motherland, but I intend to get back to the motherland on my own time anyway. So, and I hope that each of you do as well. So I think the Disney Destiny Bahamas option just fits me better. And as a matter of fact, I know it does. And when I started to waver after coming back from the Celebrity Beyond, and I said to Alan, well, maybe I should just look at the Panama Canal Celebrity Cruise that I was looking at before. And maybe I should do that for the birthday cruise, even though he knew that I already said Disney Destiny is perfect because of the dates and everything. He was like, it's your birthday, stick with Disney. So he can make all the jokes he wants to make in the comments, but this is Alan's fault, y'all know. It's both our fault. Like, we both love Disney. And that's that. So it's the Disney Destiny sailing December 16th, 2025. Let me know in the comments if you want to see some of what those prices look like. I'm going to see if I could pull up the video that shows or showcases the dining room, the Lion King dining room, and and T'Challa in the atrium. So let's see. Give me 1 minute, guys, and you can ask any questions, drop whatever you would like to discuss or ask me in the comments. I'll be right back to that screen in a minute, but I want to get this up so y'all can see what got me hyped for this shit.
Coming to a Disney's Hollywood Studios theme park.
Okay, that's not it. Where is it? Okay, so all right, we're gonna play some of these videos and let you see what got me excited. You had no choice, Alan. I know, right? That's what you want to tell the people. Made me seem like the bully. All right. So I'm gonna share again the where is it? Okay. I don't know if y'all can hear when I play. I hope you can. All right, let's see.
Pumbaa, you want to save some hors d'oeuvres for Simba's celebration? God's help me, Simba! Not when your mouth's full, Colt. Sorry, folks, we're still in rehearsal.
What do we have here? Dinner and show. Oh, I do hope I'm invited.
You are now, which is perfect, because we need a terrifying villain, a host, master of ceremonies. No, king of ceremonies. Pumbaa, wardrobe.
King, you say?
Yep, king. Love this color on you. Really brings out your tongue. 1, 2, and kick! Ooh. Hyenas, take it!
Enough!
Look, you don't want to do the dance. It's out.
Time to rehearse the finale.
Simba!
Scar, quite an entrance, nephew. But I'm afraid you've spoiled the ending.
Oh, that was close. You sure scared him away.
That might have been your dancing.
Your destiny awaits at Primeland's Feast of the Lion King, a first-of-its-kind dining experience that celebrates the award-winning songs and legendary moments of the iconic film. Only on board the Disney Destiny. Visit the Disney Parks blog to learn more about the spaces inspired by heroes coming to the Disney Destiny.
So that was one. And of course, there's also the T'Challa in the Grand Hall.
Come now. What's the point of a grand hall if you don't have something truly grand inside it? Majestic, with a devilish charm. Now that elevates the look.
See, this is why you're not designing the Avengers HQ lobby.
This whole honors Wakanda. You disrespect my country with your vanity.
Crafty enchantment. I can't change them back. Reverse it, Loki.
You misunderstand, wizard. These are not mere statues. This is my army.
Take the statues. I'll handle Loki.
Hey, Strange, what percent is Loki handled? Like 80? 85? Okay, so 0% handled.
At least think of your own ideas.
Or maybe a different one where you're not both clumsy giants.
Thank you, Stark.
Enough. Wakanda forever!
I just wanted to elevate the look. How about this? I get one statue smaller than yours. Hello? That is a nice statue.
Prepare to step into the Grand Hall, a living theater inspired by the vibrant palette of Marvel Studios' Black Panther films, where you'll behold the one-of-a-kind Black Panther statue, and maybe even cause some mischief with Loki. Only on board the Disney Destiny. Visit the Disney Parks blog to learn about all the exciting spaces coming exclusively to the Disney Destiny.
All right, so sorry about that, guys. I saw in the comments that there was a part of it that some of you couldn't see or it was blurry, but hopefully you get the gist. The Disney Destiny is going to be an amazing ship. I saw YFC's question. I don't think they're going to have Hyperspace Lounge. I'm going to double check on that. They are going to have a Cruella de Vil like piano area. Hyperspace, I don't remember seeing that, but they have, if it's not Hyperspace, it's going to be something similar. So I'll say this. I don't think Star Wars necessarily is going to be as big of a focus on this one as the Marvel universe. So I know that the rooms are going to be themed after villains and heroes in terms of the bedding, and on the Wish they have different princess sort of theming in the rooms, and on sort of the door, it's not the traditional like Mickey head door on the Wish. So they're going to have something similar on the Destiny, but it's going to be villains and heroes, not princesses. What section of the ship am I looking forward to most? Honestly, walking in and seeing T'Challa. But I think for me, I think I'm looking forward to seeing what the Lion King dining experience is going to be like. I don't remember if they had said what the other dining rooms are. They might, but obviously if they said, the Lion King one is one that stands out to me. I think kind of like the Wish and the Treasure, they still may have a Marvel themed dining room also. So that would only leave one more main dining room. One more, right? Yeah, it's usually 3 main dining room for us to experience. So yeah, Disney is set on specialty. Like they just can't do a regular old cruise. It's embarking from Fort Lauderdale. So let me show you guys, and I know, get ready to clutch your pearls and all that good stuff. But I did screenshot today. I wanted to make sure I did the screenshots today. That's one of the things that had me running down here to start the live stream a little bit behind schedule, because I wanted to screenshot what the pricing looks like right now. And obviously when people sail on Disney, there is going to be usually multiplied numbers in a room. So it's usually going to be at least 3, because generally you may have 2 parents taking their child. But then in the case of my bestie, she took my goddaughter and it was just 2. So there are options for 2. I know another friend who knew my best friend and I were going on the Magic. She had asked for pricing for it. And, she is married and they both have their son, but I believe she was looking for pricing for, it was just one of them and their son. So it wasn't going to be 3. So for whatever reason, people may sail as 2, but I'm going to share different pricing options for 2 all the way up to 5 to show you what it's looking like. And again, remember, this is about a year out. So let me get to that screen, and hopefully I won't have any issues sharing this screen. Yeah, this is for 2, I believe. I done did the screenshot and didn't, all right, so we're gonna share the screen. You're just gonna see my desktop for a minute and I'll open up the screenshots. All right, so these are the screenshots I did earlier. I wanted to show you guys because as Sydney made a comment, this is actually for another Disney Destiny sailing, and I was considering this one. The difference with this one is it's a 4-night. The one that leaves on December 16th on my birthday is a 5-night. So pricing will tend to be less for the 4-night, except obviously this pricing looks pretty good for Disney for an inaugural season, but it's also early and schools are in session for those of us with little ones, and it's not my birthday. So there's that. But this is also not my birthday, the December 26th date. Not my birthday, but I thought this would be a good idea for folks who really did want to go and was willing to make the trip to surprise, whether it be a significant other, loved one, or children on Christmas, the 25th, and then ship out on the 26th, right? However, the pricing on this is for 2. This is pricing for 2, standard pricing for 2. The pricing on this is higher than mine for December 16th. So I figure The date works and the pricing works. So it was really a toss up between this December 26th sailing and the December 16th sailing. So there's that. So that's that one for 2. And then this is what December 16th for 2 looks like. We personally, I'll let you know, again, this is I hope my vlogs also are full transparency, but live stream chat, full transparency. We could book a room or could have booked a room for 5. As these boys get bigger, that is just not comfortable, okay? And I say 5 because my mom would come along. And as you saw on the Disney Magic, instead of booking 1 room for 5, we booked 2 rooms for 3 and 2. So Alan and I in 1 room, my mom and the boys in the connecting room. We did that again for the Disney Destiny. And we use the placeholder. So if you're going on Disney Cruise Line between now and then, and you book a placeholder, which is going to get you 10% off of a future Disney cruise within the next 2 years, that can be used on the Destiny even in inaugural season. So we used our placeholder and booked 2 rooms. And so this is what it's looking like for the Destiny. I know, y'all, I know it's Christmas time. It's my birthday. And it's 5 nights versus the 4 nights of the other one that you just saw for December 26th. So that's what that looks like. Showing y'all so it's no surprises. This is a screenshot of what a room for 3 would look like in a standard inside stateroom. So this is the least expensive room on the ship for 3. And it's a standard inside stateroom, which for Disney Cruise Line is different than what you usually see us show you and probably anybody else creating content. Most times you see that split bathroom makeup. This is the cheapest room, and I'm telling you it's coming with the basics, which for Disney is still pretty good, but you're not even going to have that split bathroom. You're going to have 1 bathroom like you usually have on other cruise lines. So Disney does have those. People may not know that because a lot of people don't show it. I don't usually book it, but there are those. And this time around, I believe what we booked might be standard. So you'll get a look, at least, from whatever I share from that trip, you'll get a look at what that inside room looks like without the split bathroom, but those do exist. Definitely a high ticket. I'm not going to lie. I'm not, oblivious to it, but it is Disney during Christmas time in an inaugural season. So that's where they are. This is an ocean view stateroom for 3. And I have to say, when you think about it, though, it's kind of comparable, even though I think those cruises, they were longer, 7 and 6 days, but the pricing is not that far off from celebrity pricing. And, with Disney, you do get certain things included. Not that people are going to make or break a cruise booking because they get soda, but technically for people who aren't big drinkers, you don't really need to splurge on any drinks because you have fountain sodas and all that available at your disposal. But of course, Disney doesn't have a alcoholic drink package, but they have alcoholic drinks you could buy a la carte while you're on board. That's another thing with Disney is so much is included. Your character meet and greets and all that are included. There's nothing extra, no paying extra to meet with characters at all for people who have young children. That's included. You don't have to buy the pictures. I suggest the pictures because Disney's pictures just look better than the camera phone pictures. But all those meet and greets you saw, the folks who walk around with the characters, they're more than happy to. And they actually still took video and pictures of us each and every time that I had the professional pictures taken. I have on my phone the version of, the pictures and video that they did. So that's all included. And so for kids, it really is, honestly, it's like a dream come true. So this is a veranda stateroom, which if traveling with 3, honestly, for this cruise, I don't think anyone necessarily needs a veranda, but I do know that verandas are a must for many people. There are people who are claustrophobic and there are people who just prefer veranda. So that's what the pricing for veranda would look like for 3. And this is another veranda for 3. I remember why I did this. So the lowest price veranda for 3, this is another thing I wanted to share. Let me just check back in on the chat on my phone while I'm doing this in case you guys have questions. But another thing I wanted to share is as expensive as this sailing is and Disney is, and this is why they do it, y'all, because people are going to book. Things are booking up because when I went to screenshot the veranda pricing. So $6,041.76 is the lowest price for a veranda for 3 right now. However, I only found 2 at this price. So one on deck 7, one on deck 9. And so I screenshot those 2. The next level up is only $10 difference, which if you're spending over $6,000, I don't think $10 is going to break you. But that's just to show that people are booking this. So $6,041.76, and that's for 3. And the one I showed you before was the one that's $10 more, $6,051.76. Just making sure y'all can still see. Yeah, the deposit is a lot, Sydney. So Disney's deposit, once in a while, you'll catch a deal where Disney offers they offer reduced deposits, and it's very rare, and usually it's on select sailings. So I'm not sure if they will offer for this inaugural, and I'm not sure if they do offer it, when they will. There's another thing with Disney that I, again, being totally transparent about. These prices, I would usually encourage people, jump on that Carnival or jump on that Royal Caribbean, even Celebrity, because the price could fluctuate day to day. Disney prices, I'm not saying they're not going to move. So don't say Peter Gates said they're not going to move. Peter did not say they're not going to move, but Disney's prices tend to stay around the same for quite some time. And the only direction Disney's prices go, from my experience, somebody may have had a different experience, the only direction Disney's prices tend to go is up. But it's not that it happens every week or even every month. These prices have been pretty consistent since the Destiny opened for booking. But now that I'm seeing certain categories, at least for 3, because that category is probably still available for maybe 2 or whatever, but certain categories for 3 only have 2 rooms left. Eventually you'll see the price bump up a little bit, but it's not going to, it'll probably bump up twice between now and sailing. It's not going to switch on folks a whole lot. And so that's why I'm, comfortable in showing what the pricing looks like right now. However, just like with any cruise line, pricing is subject to change. Disney just doesn't change theirs as frequently. Wanted to show a screenshot of the one, just so y'all know I'm not lying. In a Disney map, I don't know why I'm pointing to the screen like you can see where I'm pointing, but in a Disney map, these other staterooms here would be lit up in like a light shade of blue if you could select them for this category. This is the only one on deck 9 that was available. The deck 7 one was similar, and I had screenshot the whole price breakdown on the checkout screen, but the ship is filling up. Despite the price point, the ship is filling up. So as I knew it would. I do believe the Christmas sailing, the 26th, the day after Christmas, is probably going to be more of a full ship if they don't sell both of these out, because obviously people are probably going to surprise their kids with a Disney cruise for Christmas. But this is pretty close in time too, and if folks don't mind pulling their kids for a few days, which I'm going to do for this, yeah, this cruise I think is a good option because it's 1 day longer than the 26th, and the pricing is actually less than the 26th. So this is a standard inside stateroom for 4. So now we're past 3. We're at booking for 4, and it's $6,821. This again is the stateroom that would have the regular standard bathroom, not the split bathroom. As much as it gets you on the ship, personally, Disney rooms are spacious, but if you have 4, I'm gonna say book an ocean view or a veranda. So that's why I didn't screenshot the whole shebang with that one. And if you did book an ocean view for 4, this is what it would look like. It's $7,090.48. Now, again, this honestly, I'm thinking is a big cruise for 2025, right? So for folks who have no cruise plans for 2025, and this is going to be it, this is definitely doable for one cruise for the year, and it being around Christmas time. Now, when you're racking up cruises throughout the year, this is a lot. I'll be the first to tell you because it's a lot for us too. But yeah, this is what Disney is charging, and this is what people are paying because they are booking at $7,090.48 for a room for 4. And again, if you have a placeholder, you're getting 10% off of that. So if you've already booked a Disney cruise before next December and have a placeholder, you're not going to pay this price. You're going to pay with a 10% discount. And this is a family ocean view for 5. $8,537.20. Because for 5, there are no interior rooms currently available, if there ever were. And even if there were, just like I said, for 4, I would say you should probably get an ocean view or veranda. And now this is the last one that I'm showing you. It's a veranda room for 5, and that's $8,976. Again, that might work because it's a veranda and you have the split bathroom, but you can also consider what our family did, which was connecting interiors. So there are options. I get it, y'all. It's expensive, but it's my birthday trip and I wanted to share that with you. And also, again, it's sharing the birthday trip and that I will be booking it. Now, as to what comes with this, you know, if we do manage to have a group of people willing to fund this trip and go and enjoy a Disney cruise during the inaugural season, I do have a Disney development manager, business development manager that I'm going to meet with on Monday around this. She was very excited about this when I reached out to her. And Disney does have official cruise groups, but they also have options where if it's not like an official group number that, you know, we can book individually. So we're going to go through some options on Monday. I don't know, and I would not hold my breath about any pricing changes after I talk to the business development manager. But in terms of perks, she will definitely be able to provide me with more information on that. And when you start to see the official flyer for the sailing, you'll see what the perks are. And you can always reach out and ask. Okay, I just saw Phil, $8,000 for 5. 3 people got to stay home and we'll video call them. Oh Lord. They're going to have the experience just like our viewers on YouTube have, right? So yeah, this is why though, guys, like for me to pull together a group cruise, I'm not going to do it haphazardly. It's not going to be, to be honest, my own cruise. It's not going to be just flying by the seat of my pants. And so the time is going to go into it. And so the time can't go into it and everything else that's been taking my time. It's basketball season for AJ now. This is what, week 3 of basketball. And just having that means my days are longer. The way how my days start, AJ and I are out of the house within the 6 o'clock hour in the morning. And when we're coming back, when it's basketball season, sometimes we're not leaving Manhattan until after 7 p.m. So we don't get back home to Queens till like around 8 p.m. Or after. So it's long days, and it's to be expected. And I'm not complaining about those days necessarily, right? I say necessarily because some things that we fill our time with, even scrolling and consuming the content, sometimes I got to cut back on some of that too. Because as creators, we do definitely got to focus in on what our call is and what the work we have to do is. And y'all know I support regardless, but sometimes it's like random scrolling and things like that. I have to tighten up my time more. And that's going to have to go into the people who are going to be booking this trip and other trips with me, because I want to make sure their experience is how I would want my experience to be and better, how they want their experience to be, because that's one of the things I have to find out before booking anybody for anything. And so I'm remembering what my time used to be like when I was doing these bookings, and whew, yeah, it's a lot. It's really a lot. And weekends really right now is where I've been pouring in content creation time after work when I can. But as I said, basketball season just started, and so we'll see what that looks like for me. Football ended last night for you, Phil and D, and it's week 3 for basketball. Yeah, talk about tired. Yep. That's Coach Phil there, y'all. I'm scrolling back up to see if there are any other questions. No 7 nights on this one, Sydney. So I did have another option when I was looking for birthday cruises. That option was available immediately when I started looking for birthday cruises, and that's the Disney Treasure, which is going to be in New York City this week for its christening. I did not get an invite, y'all, but you know, hey, who was holding their breath for me to get an invite, right? But I'm not giving up hope. And if for nothing else, I could go out there and just see the treasure sitting in her glory, because I've done that before. I've just walked out to the cruise port here in New York to see ships, you know, when they're in port. So if I have the time, then I'll do that. But the treasure has a 7-night sailing. It's the week of my birthday. It does not leave on December 16th, but I forget the day that it actually leaves, but whatever Disney Treasure sailing encompasses December 16th, that week, it's a 7-night. That one was going to be, I believe that one was a shade more expensive, which makes sense because it's 7 nights. So Yeah, there's that one. And that was an option. And what I liked about it was, I was born in Jamaica, and one of the ports that week is in Jamaica, but it ain't on my birthday, so it ain't necessarily the same. I think it's the 17th, the day after my birthday. But I did look at the Treasure. I don't know if that would have changed any of y'all's minds now, if you were or were not going, if you wanted it to be the 7 nights. But I did look at the Treasure. It was going to be more expensive. And the call for the Destiny, the things that it features with the Lion King and the Black Panther and Leaving on My Birthday edged out the Treasure for this one. It'll be newer. I haven't been on the Treasure yet. I hope to get on it sometime, but the Destiny will be newer at that time as well. So it's a lot of bells and whistles that have gone into the choice of the Destiny, to be honest. But also some concern for money still, because the Treasure was going to be more expensive. The December 26th sailing was going to be more expensive. So I do want the Destiny, but I wanted the Destiny, yes, for my birthday, but at a reasonable, or I wanted Disney, yes, for my birthday, but at a reasonable cost. I think the Treasure might have had my family in the 5 digits, which we're not in 5 digits yet on the Destiny with 2 interior rooms. We're very close because we're at the $9,000 range, but it is 5 of us. So I'm looking to see if there are other comments. Yeah, so she's not actually sailing from New York, Carlene. I wish she was, because we probably would have figured a way to get on that one in terms of the actual sailing. But she's coming in. I don't know why they're doing it this way. They did it with the Fantasy as well. The Disney Fantasy was christened in New York years ago. The Wish was not, but I don't know when they decided on having the Treasure christened here. I know I'm on a wait list, but let's say people clearly aren't jumping off the list to be. I'm on a wait list, I think, for the ship inspection, not the actual christening, because of course, while it's in port, advisors and things will be, inspecting the ship, but people aren't necessarily jumping off that list if they're already going, right? And I hope that everybody who kept their name on that list shows up, and that I didn't lose a spot because somebody was selfish and didn't get off the list. But she'll be in port for the christening and ship inspection, and then she'll make her way back to Florida for the inaugural sailing there. So I'm not sure what they're doing in New York. Are they picking people up? I don't know what they're doing, but they will be officially having the inaugural out of Florida. Let's see. Let me know if you guys have any questions, but so long and short of it is the Disney Destiny sailing on December 16th, 2025 is going to be my birthday cruise, hoping that it is a group cruise, no matter how big or small. As I said, the idea for a birthday group cruise started in my personal Facebook earlier this year. And when I decided on the Destiny, I did put what it was. I didn't put like pricing and stuff yet. There won't be official flyers till I meet with my business development manager and have all the details nailed down. But I actually did have friends who reached out and asked, about it. And I know one who's working on her husband. And so there are people who are considering this. She's also a December baby. So as I think we tend to do, maybe all months do it. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but December folks, we love celebrating together. And so she is hopeful about being able to join us for this too. And yeah, so friends, like, it's a birthday cruise, right? So people who I know are considering coming, and we'll see. If we have a group, we have a group. But if we don't have a group, I'm still sailing for my birthday. But the big announcement with that is I'm jumping back into travel advising, travel planning. My cruising family is a travel agency. I have been trained for over a decade now as a travel agent, and I have put a lot of my training, a lot of my skills on the back burner. I have served people in the past, a handful of clients who will still not book till they call me about something, even when I said I'm not booking, and I would still listen and talk and advise. And with the vision of being able to gift travel to families in need, families who've been through something significant in terms of challenges, I think that my travel advising role will be better suited to reach that goal that my cruising family had from its inception. And so I will be working towards that. And I did see someone's comment in here who had said, thank you for, let me find it. I saw it when I was sharing the screen. And And Shalini Darji, thank you for joining the live stream. That's a new name to me. Thank you for being here. And she said, I just want to say thank you for the work you do. For those less fortunate, you're right. A lawyer for the government does not make a lot. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Thank you. And to be honest, I miss government work as much as I'm in the nonprofit space with an agency that actually first came in contact with through my government work. But I do miss government work. New York City government right now as a whole. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic, y'all. It's kind of crazy. But as crazy as it is, I miss it. It's always been crazy, to be honest. This is just crazy making the headlines now, but I still do miss it. And the work serving families was what I did the most. And somehow when I had this brainchild for my cruising family with the help of Seneca Williams, who is the entrepreneur's coach who I spoke with. We went to school together years ago, and she's a literally entrepreneur coach and therapist. And her and I talked about what my vision was, and she helped me craft what my cruising family would look like years ago. And it came out of a travel agency where I was booking group travel primarily, but of course, along the way, individual travel with the goal of still serving these families through my travel work. The calling, I feel, for me is families, right? And my cruising family, the name is not an accident either, and it's now been bigger than what I initially envisioned. But the call for me, I do feel, is families, and travel just happens to be the mechanism through which I communicate my love for family and how I want to serve these particular families. So, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. And as I said, I'm done trying to do all the things. Something's got to give. And yeah, this is where we are. Thank you. See, congrats on my business relaunch. Thank you, Carlene. And Phil says baby Neil will be on Team Sagittarius as well. I don't know how this is going to go having two of us under one roof. Listen, Phil, Sagittarians, we are a blessing. Like December babies, period. Like, we're a blessing. We're easy to deal with. We're easy to love. Like, what really is the problem? Anyway, shut up, Alan. Don't be writing in the comments. Yes. So I love being... Yes, government work is interesting right now. Yeah, it is. It is. On all fronts, see, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So thank you, everyone, for joining me for the live stream. I know it was kind of like all over the place, as the title showed. We were talking about a group cruise and calling it quits. And I clearly haven't said that I've quit anything yet. But given my plans, something's got to give. I would hope so, Alan. I would hope so. I would really hope I know you so well. It's been, 15 years of marriage and then some of knowing you, sir. Anyway, something's got to give, y'all. So I'm going to be giving myself grace, and I do ask that you all do as well. I'm doing my best, though, because I think maybe it's a Sagittarian, maybe it's a December person, maybe it's just me. As the person I am, I'm still trying to stick to what I committed to for this year. As Sydney asked, this is not my last video. I did make a trip on the Celebrity Beyond, and those vlogs will be rolling out soon following the last Disney Magic vlog, which is the movie, coming out on Wednesday. Celebrity Beyond vlogs and content should follow that. And we'll see. The timing may work out where we wrap up 2024 with Celebrity Beyond. And we'll see what 2025 holds when we get there. Thank you so much, Regina. Absolutely. We've got your back no matter what journey you take. Thanks for the heads up. You're welcome, Sydney. And y'all know how to reach me. Many of the people in here, this is what I mean about how we really have become a family, whether or not I'm on YouTube or not. I know if I see y'all drop off, I know how to reach quite a few of you. So, I'm thankful for that. Yeah. What? Oh, Lord. Don't listen to anything he says, Phil. Anyway, y'all are going to be just fine. Phil and Dee are expecting Neil baby number 2, and that's exciting news. So we're going to be looking out for that real soon. We're not rushing my girl Dee, though. Take your time, and baby Neil, go ahead and bake. But we're looking forward to all the things to come for December. A new baby Neil, all the holiday. I mean, I know we're still in November and folks are still counting down to Thanksgiving. Excuse me, but I'm a Christmas girl. But all the holiday cheer, all the best to each and every one of you and your families. And we're looking forward to celebrating the holidays with you virtually here on YouTube and in person, if and when we can. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And thanks for joining me. Bye, guys.